Recording in progress.
Good morning, or yes, it's still morning. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Welcome to class. I'm just going to readjust things a little bit. Let's see. That looks good. Cool. So, hi, I'm Raina. It's nice to be here with you all. I'm just going to give a minute for people to kind of, come in to the room. But in the meantime, just want to tell you a little bit about class today. So if you came to my Vinyasa Foundations earlier this week, we're kind of building on a little bit of what we did there. But if you weren't there, you're also going to be totally fine. Sorry. So we're looking at triangle pose and side angle pose today, but we're going to explore them in a much more like flow-based kind of lens. And so we're doing something called, it's like a mini mandala flow. And so it's a cyclical flow. It's a circle. We move all the way around our mat and then we kind of unwind it. I'm going to keep it really simple. So I think it's like 5 postures all together. And I can't specifically say how many times we'll move through it because it's really just like a time thing. But we're going to move through it a few times. And I love mandala flows because I really feel like you can find the like moving meditation aspect of it after a few rounds because it becomes familiar. And I'm not going to change things up, and I'm going to keep it really, really structured throughout it so that you can kind of explore and play as you build familiarity with the flow. I just have a couple blankets just to cushion knees, lift hips, because we will start seated. And then I have 2 blocks. If the floor feels really far away today, or if you know that in triangle pose, you don't get to the ground, I don't get to the ground, you may really want to have some blocks or like a stool, a chair, just something to help bring the ground a little bit closer to you. Cool. And so that's really it. It's 11:02. As always, if you see me kind of moving back and forth from mat to computer for the first little bit of class, try to ignore me. I'm just letting people in. Yeah, let's do it. So grab a couple blankets or a blanket to cushion your hips if you are someone who likes that. I do. And we'll come to Sukhasana. So easy pose, cross-legged seat. And if you haven't moved much today, giving yourself a little lift in the hips can be really helpful, really comforting. So rock a little side to side, kind of move the flesh out from under your body. So you feel that your sit bones, your kind of bones where your thigh meets your butt, essentially, are really rooted to the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Give yourself any other supports that may be helpful, because we'll spend a few minutes, the first few minutes of class, in a seated position. So once you find that comfortable, supportive seat, allow your hands to rest on your thighs, or you can stack them in your lap. Let your eyes close or soften your gaze. let's just arrive. Home practice is a really special and a really interesting thing because we are kind of forced to create the energy that we want the space to hold, as opposed to like to you going to a studio and you walk in and there's smells and it's quiet and it's warm. You don't have that at home. And so we can build that right here. So using your breath to really push out anything you don't want on your mat for this practice. Feeling any wiggles or twitches, little shakes in your body, just let them move through. Good. And begin to become aware of the contact you're making with yourself. Maybe hands on thighs, calves pressing thighs, belly on thighs, whatever it is. And the contact you're making with the ground under you. Your blankets, your blocks, whatever is supporting you. Taking a moment to really just appreciate these connections, these supports, these things that really hold us. And letting your awareness drop a little further in and just paying attention to your breath. No need to move it around or manipulate it, but really take your time to just observe it. And often you'll find, as you begin that witnessing of your breath, it may slow down, smooth out. And as we move into a vinyasa class today, I really invite you to allow your breath to guide your practice. Finding that speed down or that slow down, speed up or slow down, excuse me. And if you're ever feeling like the pace is too fast, use your breath, bring yourself back. It's always here. And you have control over it. And with your next exhale, take your time, but try to clear all the breath out of your body. And draw a slow, steady breath in through your nose. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, drop them down. 2 more like that. So inhale, shoulders scrunch up towards your ears. Exhale, let them drop. Okay, last one, inhale, shoulders move toward your ears. Find that little bit of tension. Exhale, let it drop. Good. Interlace your hands and bring them over the center of your chest. Relax your elbows down. I've just been loving this particular kind of position lately. Feeling your breath move through your body. Kind of feeling your heart fill your hands. And slowly begin to blink your eyes open or refocus your gaze, just taking your space back in. Good. Take a big breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, flip your palms away from your body, press them out in front of you, round into the upper back. Good. This time as you inhale, arms overhead, palms face the sky, maybe the gaze shifts up. Exhale, round forward, palms press out in front of you. Find space between your shoulder blades. 4 more like that. So inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, arms up. If it's a little much on the wrist, you can press your fingertips together. Exhale, round forward. Good. 2 more. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms out ahead of you. Good. Last one. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, round forward. Good. This time, inhale, bring your hands back to your chest. Straighten up in your spine. And exhale, just settle in for a moment. Another round of breath. One more. Good. Release your hands. Remove any props that you had. Maybe place your blocks towards the top of your mat, and we'll come into tabletop. You can swing your legs around, or you can roll over your ankles. I like cushion for my knees. And so take a moment. Rising into our tabletop, hands about shoulder distance apart, knees about hips distance. And often we ask, like, what is that distance? How do I know? That's a great question because it's different for everyone, but you can start by turning your hands in and seeing when the tips of your middle fingers touch, and then turn them back out and just see how that feels. Does that feel stable? Does that feel comfortable? That's a great way to kind of even get a baseline for shoulder distance. Take a little grip of the earth with your hands, and with your next inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, chest, and gaze, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, curl your tailbone in and your chin towards your chest for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And just continue to take a few rounds of cat-cow on your own. Really connecting your breath to your movement here. Good. And after your next round, coming back to neutral, and we'll come into a flip grip cat-cow from here. So take your left arm, reach it forward, circle it overhead, nice big reach, and then place your left hand back where it was with your fingers either facing your body or fingers facing the left side of the mat. Good. Pause here, and same thing with the right arm. So reach your right arm forward, draw that big circle around your body. Place right hand back, fingers either facing forward or the right side of the mat. And you'll know pretty fast if you want to turn your hands out just by how safe and how comfortable this feels on your wrists. Don't feel like you need to lock your elbows here, so find a soft bend in your elbows. Take an inhale, try to pull your chest through your biceps, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, curl your chin towards your chest, cat. Good. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 3 more. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. For 2, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Okay, come back to center. Reach your right arm back behind you. Big circle. Right hand replaces, fingers face forward. Left arm reaches back, big circle. And your left hand is back where you started. Take your knees wide. Sit your hips back just a bit and lower your forearms to the ground. You can stack your forearms or just your hands and rest your forehead down for a soft puppy pose, or if child's pose feels comfortable for you today, you can try child's pose. We'll take just 5 rounds of breath here, and then we're really gonna kind of get moving. Good. Rising back up. If your blocks are nearby, this would be a great time to grab them and maybe place them under your hands as we bring ourselves up into a forward fold. So tuck your toes, take your feet wide, and then walk yourself towards the middle of your mat. Bend your knees, grab your elbows with your hands, and gently start to sway your upper body side to side, ragdoll. We spent some time with our knees bent in our cross-legged seat and in our tabletop. And so give the back body some space to open up. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Good. And coming back to center. Release your arms down, maybe bring your hands to your blocks or your legs and press your hands firmly down as you take an inhale and a halfway lift. Look out ahead of you, think cow pose here. Exhale, fold forward, creasing at the hips. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Good. Bring your hands to your legs, bend your knees, round your back, and start to walk your hands up your body very slowly. Bring yourself upright, pausing at any point when you need to find just a little bit of stillness, and then moving on when you feel ready. Roll your shoulders down your back, readjust. Keeping your feet hips distance or maybe a little bit wider. Turn your palms so they're facing forward. Find a soft bend in your knees. And try to stack your hips and your shoulders. So you want to kind of feel like your hips are right over or right under your shoulders here, not sticking out, not pressing forward. Wiggle your head a little closer to the sky. One more round of breath here, and we'll move into a few rounds of circle chair, which is not chair pose at all if you have done this before, but we are channeling our inner wacky, wavy, inflatable arm flailing tube person. So with your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, find length, and then exhale, deflate yourself, start to bend the knees and fold forward. Good. Inhale brings you up to standing inflate, and exhale, fold. Continue with this, inhaling to rise up and exhaling to fold forward. And there really is like no right way to do this. It's kind of just like the epitome of like white girl at a festival dancing. It should feel really good. Taking 3-ish more rounds, just depending on how fast you're flailing. Next time you come to the top, reach your arms overhead and pause. Taking 3 rounds of breath. Release your arms down by your side. From here, we'll make our way to the top of the mat. We're kind of in the middle now, at least I am. So move your blocks up. And you can scoot your blanket out of your way. We'll be spending a little time on our knees, but not a whole lot. Just this first kind of warm-up flow will be in a low lunge. So if you still like cushion for a low lunge, keep the blanket around. Feet a little wider than hips distance apart. That's how we're going to be functioning for most of this class. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Hands come to your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee to the earth. Take a moment here, settle in, start to engage your legs. Feel like you're drawing energy up from the earth And with your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, press your fingertips together. Exhale, let your hips move forward as you settle into your lunge. Good, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands to the earth or your blocks. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and take a big step up into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, lower your left knee, and take that moment, settle in, rock around, and then start to engage your legs. Feel like you're trying to squeeze a beach ball between them. And with your next inhale, arms overhead, press your fingertips together. Exhale, let your hips move towards the top of the mat as you settle in. Good, big breath in, heart moves towards the sky. Exhale, hands to your blocks or the earth. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee, take a big step forward. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Take a round of breath. And I think the biggest thing you'll notice about this vinyasa class versus a foundational one is the pace. It's going to be a little bit faster, but you do not have to be with me. Please, please, please know that this is your time. With your next inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right toes to the back of the mat, lower your right knee. And with your next inhale, rise up, arms overhead, press your fingertips together. And this time, as you exhale, side bend to the left. Holding here for 3, for 2. With your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to the earth or your blocks. Tuck your right toes, lift your left knee, big step up or steps forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left toes to the back of the mat, lower your left knee. With your next inhale, rise up, arms overhead, touch your fingertips together. And as you exhale, side bend right. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, big step or steps up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Take a round of breath. We'll have one more version of that. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee. And with your next inhale, rise up, arms overhead, touch your fingertips together. And this time, as you exhale, reach your left arm back, right arm forward for a twist. Holding here for 3, for 2. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your blocks or the earth. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee. With an inhale, rise up, arms overhead. And this time, as you exhale, reach your right arm back, left arm forward for a twist, for 3, for 2. Good, big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your earth or your blocks. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Big step or steps up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Take 3-ish rounds of breath. Take a sip of water, and we're going to get into our mandala flow. The first round will take a little bit slower so we can get familiar with what we're doing. And my number one thing to tell you is the blocks move with you. That's really it. If you ever need a block, just bring it with you. You can even place one on either end of the mat, as we won't be taking a ton of forward folds, no down dogs, none of that. So feet hip distance apart or wider. I'm functioning wider today. Find a little buoyancy in your knees, shake your hips out, shake your arms out. Good. And with your next inhale, reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, sit your booty back, bend your knees for chair pose. If you feel like your ass is sticking out, see if you can use your core to pull your hips in line with your shoulders for 3, for 2. Good. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Left toes never have to leave the earth, but begin to reach your left foot back, back, back until your left toes meet the earth. Crescent lunge, lift your heart towards the sky. And we'll hold in our crescent lunge. And you can pulse a little bit here. You can bend your back knee, just seeing what allows your hips to settle in a comfortable way. I like a double bent leg crescent personally for 3, for 2. Big breath in. And as you exhale, pivot the back foot so the heel comes to the ground. Extend your arms out. Warrior 2. Take a moment. Settle in. Maybe pulse a bit back and forth. And then eventually fully extending the arms, bending into your right knee. You don't have to have some big, deep bend. We'll be exploring a lot of Warrior 2 today. There is time. What I do want is your right knee tracking towards the middle of your foot and not collapsing inward, which is very, very common. For 3, relax your shoulders for 2. Last one. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Start to send your hips back towards your left foot. As you reach your right arm forward, then you'll hit that imaginary kind of wall. Drop your right hand to your shin or a block or your chair and really press your right hand down as you extend your left arm towards the sky. Gaze stays neutral or shifts up. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Anchoring your right big toe towards the earth, really press it down. Gently externally rotate your right hip, your right thigh. For 3, for 2. Good, and with your next inhale, rise up, arms out to a T. And as you exhale, turn your feet towards the long edge of your mat, toes turn out. Little bend in the knees. On an inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, drop your hands to your elbows or your forearms. Get a nice grip here. Find a little length. Feel as if you're wiggling your ribs away from your hip bones. For 3, for 2. Good, keep this grip. Turn your left toes towards the back of your mat or the short edge of your mat. Right toes turn towards the long edge. Just kind of finding that natural angle. Start to bend into your left knee. Take a moment, find a little pulse before you settle in. Good, now start to wrap your left rib cage under your body. Spinning your chest towards the long edge of your mat for side angle. For 3, for 2. Good, drop your left forearm to your thigh. reach your right arm overhead and really press your forearm into your thigh so we're not collapsing onto the thigh. Lift up, keep wrapping that left rib cage under your legs or under your body for 3, for 2. Good. Very slowly, your right toes never need to leave the ground. Start to drag your right toes towards your left foot. Maybe they float for a moment as you step to the back of your mat and settle into chair pose. Extend your arms out. Chair pose for 3, for 2. Good, start to lean your weight into your right foot. Left toes never have to leave the ground. Start to reach your left toes back, back, back. Finding crescent lunge, heart moves towards the sky, arms overhead. For 3, for 2. Good, take a big breath in. Exhale, spin your left heel to the earth, open your arms out, warrior 2. For 3, for 2. Good, with an inhale, straighten your right leg, straight-ish. As you exhale, send your hips back towards your left foot, reach your right arm forward, and then drop your right hand down into triangle pose. For 3, for 2. Good, with an inhale, rise up, arms out to a T. And as you exhale, turn your toes towards the long edge of the mat. Good, inhale, arms overhead, reach long. Exhale, drop your hands to your elbows. Settle in here, find length. Feel as if you're being kind of pulled apart. For 3, for 2. Good, keep your arms just like this. Turn your left toes towards the front of your mat. Right foot pivots into that kind of warrior 2 shape. Bend your left knee. Start to turn your chest towards the sky. Wrap your left rib cage under your body. For 3, for 2. Good, left forearm drops to your left thigh. Reach your right arm overhead, side angle for 3, for 2. Good, slowly start to drag that right foot in. Little steps, and maybe once the weight shifts to your left foot, you can float your right foot, step up into chair pose, arms overhead. Big breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms by your side, straighten your legs. Take 3 rounds of breath. And that was the whole, well, it was technically half, but that was the whole flow. We went all the way around our mat, and now we're gonna unwind that. Same shapes, same postures, just kind of going the other direction. And again, we'll start with that slightly slower pace for the first kind of front to back, then we'll pick it up a little bit. So feet hips distance or a little wider. With your next inhale, arms overhead. And as you exhale, sit your booty back, chair pose. Feel like your ass is out, bring it in for 3, for 2, last one. Start to shift your weight into your left foot. Right toes never have to leave the ground, or maybe they float off the earth as they reach back into crescent lunge. Right toes meet the ground firmly. And take a moment, maybe pulse, find your space here. See what it might feel like to press your hips forward a little bit and trying to find that stack of hips and shoulders. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Big breath in. Exhale, spin your right heel to the ground, open your arms out. Warrior 2, but take a little time. You can pulse. You can kind of do like the towel drying your butt move with your arms. And then settle in to your warrior two. Left knee tracks towards the middle toes for 3. For 2. Last one. Good. Inhale as you straighten your left leg. Start to reach your hips towards your right foot. Left arm reaches forward. And then when you hit that stopping point, drop your left hand to a block or your shin. Really press your hand firmly down as you open your right arm towards the sky. Wrap that left rib cage under your body. Gaze stays neutral, or maybe it shifts up. Trikonasana triangle pose. 3 rounds of breath. With an inhale, rise up, arms out to a T, and turn your toes and your body so it's facing the long edge of your mat. Toes face the corners. With an inhale, arms overhead. And as you exhale, drop your hands to your elbows and then switch which arm is in front. Take a moment here and again, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Try to find space between the bottom of your rib cage and the top of your hip bones. For 3. For 2. Good. Turn your right toes towards the back of your mat, technically. Left toes pivot into that warrior two shape. Start to bend back and forth into that right knee. And then eventually settle in. Bend your right knee. Start to turn your chest towards the sky. And you'll find that you naturally start to lean your right armpit towards your right thigh. For 3. For 2. Good. Drop your right forearm to your right thigh. Lean a little deeper. Left arm extends overhead. Press that right forearm into your thigh, lifting out of your shoulder for 3. For 2. Good. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Takes a little step, step, step. And then your left foot comes up. Sit your hips down, chair pose, arms reach overhead. For 3. For 2. Start to shift your weight to your left foot. Right toes never have to leave the ground. Start to reach that foot back. Crescent lunge, arms overhead. For 3. For 2. Good, big breath in. Exhale, spin your right heel to the ground. Open your arms out. Warrior 2 for 3. For 2. Good, straighten your left leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach your hips back. Left arm reaches forward. Triangle pose. For 3. For 2. Good. With an inhale, rise up, arms out to a T. Exhale, turn your body to the long edge of the mat. Toes face the corners. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop your hands to your elbows. Find your adventure side. Holding here for 3. For 2. Turn your right toes towards the top of your mat. Left toes find their warrior 2 shape. Bend your right knee. Spin your chest towards the sky. Reach, reach, reach forward. For 3. For 2. Good, right forearm drops. Maybe you bend a little deeper into your knee as your left arm extends either up or maybe overhead side angle. For 3. For 2. Good, you can shift your gaze down. It makes it easier to shift your weight as you lean your weight into your right foot. Maybe your left foot floats for a moment. Step it up, sit the booty back, reach your arms forward, chair pose for 3. For 2. Good, inhale, arms overhead, straighten your legs. Exhale, arms by your side. Take a few rounds of breath, maybe take a sip of water. Cover my mic so you don't have to hear me swallow. All right, everyone. That was one full cycle technically, but obviously we did a lot more work than one full cycle sounds like. So we're going to take it one more time, all the way around, moving at that slightly faster pace. You've been through these shapes before. This is time for you to explore, to feel good. So stick with me, do your own thing. The choice is yours. So feet hips distance or wider. With your next inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sit the booty back, chair pose for 3, 2. Lean your weight to your right foot. Slide your left foot back, crescent lunge. On an inhale, reach your arms up, chest moves towards the sky for 3, for 2. Good, big breath in. Exhale, spin your left heel to the ground, open your arms out, warrior 2 for 3, for 2. Good, inhale, straighten your right leg. And as you exhale, send your hips back and drop into triangle pose for 3, for 2. With an inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn to the long edge of the mat, toes face out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands come onto your elbows. Holding here, finding length for 3, for 2. Good. Start to pivot towards the back of your mat. So left toes face the back, right toes pivot around. Wrap your left rib cage under your body and bend your left knee, side angle for 3, for 2. Good. You can drop your left forearm to your thigh or reach your arms out like you're holding a big beach ball for 3, extended side angle, 2. Good. Start to shift your weight into your left foot. Step your right foot up and sit your booty down for chair pose, arms overhead, 3, 2. Good. Shift your weight to your right foot. Slide your left foot back. Crescent lunge. On an inhale, reach your arms up for 3, 2. Big breath in. Exhale, spin your left heel to the ground. Extend your arms, warrior 2 for 3, 2. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Reach your hips back. And exhale, find triangle pose for 3, for 2. Good. Inhale, rise up, arms out to a T. Exhale, turn your body to the long edge of the mat. Toes face the corners. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your elbows. Finding length here. 3, 2. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat. Right toes find that warrior 2 shape. Bend your left knee. Spin your heart towards the sky for 3, 2. Left forearm to thigh or hold that beach ball overhead for 3, for 2. Good. Start to shift your weight into your left foot and step your right foot up. Sit your booty back, chair pose, 3. Shoulders on fire for 2. Good. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Take 3 rounds of breath. Slow it down. And we're going to unwind this wind up. This is the home stretch, the final big push before we sit on our booties, really take things down. So with your next inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sit your booty back, chair pose. 3, 2. Start to send your weight to your left foot. Slide your right foot back, crescent lunge. With an inhale, reach your heart up for 3, 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale, spin your right heel to the ground. Open your arms out. Warrior 2, 3, 2. Good. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. 3, 2. Inhale, rise up, arms out to a T. Exhale, turn to the long edge of the mat, toes out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop your hands to your elbows, holding here for 3, 2. Good, turn your right toes towards the back of your mat, left toes find their warrior 2 shape. Bend your right knee, spin your chest towards the sky. 3, 2. Good, right forearm to thigh, or extend your arms out, hold the beach ball for 3, 2. Good, start to bring that weight into your right foot, maybe left foot floats and steps up. Chair pose, 3, 2. Good, moving right on, start to shift your weight to your left foot, step your right toes back. On an inhale, crescent lunge, 3, 2. Big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2, spin your right heel to the ground for 3, 2. Good, inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. 3, 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn towards the long edge of the mat, toes face out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your elbows, holding here, find some length. Last one. Good, turn your right toes towards the top of the mat. Left foot finds warrior 2 shape. Bend your right knee, turn your chest towards the sky. Side angle part 1 for 3, 2. Good, drop your forearm to your thigh or extend your arms out for 3, for 2. Start to slide that left foot in, shifting weight into your right foot and step up. Chair pose, sit the booty back. Last 3, 2. Good, inhale, straighten your legs, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Take a few rounds of breath. Maybe shrug your shoulders, shake your hands, wiggle your hips. Good. And then very slowly, just start to fold forward. Deflate, deflate, deflate. Bend your knees enough just to plant your hands and step back into tabletop. Pausing in tabletop here. Take 5 rounds of breath. You can cat-cow, you can just stay in the middle. But we've done so many circles that I really just want all 4s on the ground. Centering. Good. And then slowly, just sit your hips to either side. And we'll make our way back into Sukhasana, so cross-leg seat. If you like some cushion, grab it. Make your way to your booty. Crossing at the ankles. Just take a moment, get adjusted. Rock a little side to side. Good. And start to wiggle your feet towards your knees. So we're really squaring up the shape that's in our lap as opposed to having this like wide diamond. Square it up, wiggle your feet towards your knees. You can grab your blocks, but just start to fold over your lap. And you don't need your blocks if you don't want to use them. You can put your hands on the ground. Just making some nice firm contact. Okay. Walking your hands back towards your body. Make a mental note of which leg is in front. And then lean back and extend your legs out. Finding a wide leg shape. And your wide leg shape is going to look different than my wide leg shape. So finding that sustainable edge, something that you feel like you can spend a little time in, but that still feels like a little bit of a push. And flex your feet. So pull your toes towards your body and then start to reach your pinkies towards the ground behind you. So we're externally rotating here. Stay anchored in this shape and start to fold forward. So keep rolling your pinkies away from the direction you're headed. Give yourself that opposition. You can use blocks under your hands. Keep your spine long and really lead the fold with your collarbones. If any part of your upper body is touching the ground besides your hands, I want it to be your belly first. It's belly, belly button, rib cage, chest, maybe collarbones, maybe chin, and that's the progression we want in our fold. Breathing here for just a few more rounds of breath. Maybe you find a little more depth. Maybe you re-engage that external rotation. Good, one more. Press yourself up. Relax that rotation. You can windshield wiper a little bit in your feet. And we'll come back to our cross leg shape with the opposite leg that you had in front. So for me, it's my left foot. My adventure side is now in front. Start to wiggle your feet towards your knees, square up your lap, and fold over your lap. And this fold is softer. Doesn't need to be as structured. Your chin can drop towards your chest. Good. Coming up. And from here, extend your legs out one more time. This can be a much softer extension, so your distance can be a lot closer. You can kind of bounce your legs, turn your toes a little bit. And from here, bring the sole of your right foot to the ground. And we want a little bit of distance. It doesn't need to be super wide, but we want a little bit of distance here. Bring your right elbow to the inside of your right leg. Start to press into your leg into arm and arm into leg. And find a twist here. Left hand just comes to the side or a little bit behind your body. Doesn't need to be a big twist. Really focusing the twist in kind of like the shoulder blade region here. Good. Come back to center. Bring that right foot in a little bit more. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg. You can come in front or you can come behind, just depending on what you have space for. Start to pull yourself, twisting towards your right. Right hand comes behind you. And now our twist, ideally, the sensation will have shifted a little lower down in your spine. If you need some more space between belly and thigh, you can try leaning back and then really gently pulling your belly towards the back, just kind of moving it past your thigh a little bit. That won't necessarily work for all bodies, but it can be helpful for some. Good. Slowly come back to center. Extend your right leg. Give your legs a little shake. And then we'll bring our left foot in. So starting with more of our open twist, left elbow comes inside the left leg. Start to press as you twist towards the right, right hand comes to the side, or maybe just a little bit behind. And remember to really press your arm into your leg and your leg into your arm. It's going to help keep our twist focused more on our shoulder blades and less in our hips and lumbar spine. Good, come back to center. Then you can use your hands to help. Just step your left leg in a little bit. And I still like it outside my belly, but you can totally bring yours more to the midline. It's your choice. Right hand comes around your left leg, either in front or behind the knee. Get a nice grip and use that grip to twist towards the left. Left hand can come behind you or out to the side. And again, if you need a little help getting around your leg, lean back. And that loving touch, just gently manipulating your belly around your thigh. Good, one more round of breath here. And on your exhale, untwist, unwind. Good. And then we'll come to just lay down on our backs. Taking a moment to settle in onto your back. I'm not going to lie down with you, just so I can keep an eye. Then just lay on your back. Your knees can be bent for a moment, or you can start to extend your legs. Really whatever feels best here. But begin to allow your eyes to close. Settling in for a few more rounds of breath. And then slowly start to draw your knees either towards your chest or towards your armpits. And we'll find just one little compressive shape. So either squeeze yourself into a ball or take your knees wide, grab behind your thighs, maybe to the outsides of your feet for happy baby, but just one last little shape. And taking a moment to really see if anything else would satisfy your practice for today. You can roll a little side to side, windshield wiper the legs, whatever's clever, because our next move is Shavasana. So as you're ready, begin to let yourself kind of melt down into your Shavasana, finding any shape that fully supports your stillness, because that's really what we're trying to do here. Move the body, we do all this stuff just to find some stillness and quiet in the mind. And so you use your breath to carve some space between your thoughts, as if the inhales are kind of pressing them apart. And the exhales, just enjoy that empty. Feeling yourself grow heavy, settle into the ground. And we'll take just a couple minutes here today, because my time management skills are unfortunately not the best. And I'll bring you out when the time comes. So enjoy your Shavasana, my friends. I'll see you in a few. And from here, just stay lying down. But bring your hands to your belly if that feels comfortable. And find a few breaths just there. And as if you're trying to fill your hands with your breath, start to deepen your inhales. And find release in your exhales. And if you have more time to spend in Shavasana, I absolutely invite you to. But if you're ready to find some movement, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe reach your arms overhead. And just start to take up more space, physically, energetically, audibly. Maybe you roll your head or your hips, your shoulders. And very slowly, just shifting shape, making your way either onto a side or into a twist. And then eventually, maybe the next 5 to 10 rounds of breath, making your way back to a seat. If that feels right to you, no pressure. Once you're seated, allow your eyes to close or keep them closed. Bring your palms to touch and start to rub your hands together, building that heat. Keep rubbing. Good. And interlace your hands, bring them over the center of your chest, right back where we started. Feel your breath move through your body. Feel your heart, feel your hands. Take a moment. Thank yourself for making time for your practice. Time to explore, to try new things, to explore things that feel good. Moment to thank your body for being wonderful. I encourage you to find as many moments as you can to be in awe of yourself. And thank each other for being here, for holding space, for sharing community. And so a small bow of your head, maybe that feels right, forward. And I thank you all so much for being here, for allowing me to guide you. It's truly, truly a gift and a privilege. And I know they say that every time, but it's because I mean it. So thank you. Thank you all again for being here. If you need or want to log out, please feel free to do so. But if you have any questions, I'll make myself available. But thanks again, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone, or goodbye to those who are leaving. Okay. Hey, thank you. Thanks, everyone. You're so lovely. Everyone's so nice. Let me just shift things to not just my face. Great. Okay. Hello. Oh, it's your first class in years, Jamie? That's awesome. Well, I'm very glad I got to be part of it. And so, yeah, I just wanted to create a little space. If anyone has any questions on our flow today, let me make sure I have my volume on. I do. I'm here to answer them. And if not, no worries. I'll let you guys get to your Saturday in just a moment.
Hi.
Jamie.
Thank you so much. That was really great. I really enjoyed it. I have two questions, actually. One was, I had so much cramping in my feet.
In any particular, or just in general?
As it progressed, like it just started getting like achy and like cramping. And I'm just guessing because I haven't really moved like that in a long time, but
yeah, there's a few factors. I know there's a lot of like muscles and tendons, just like here and here, a lot of stabilizing muscles. And we did a lot of stabilizing shapes today, just moving through warriors, chair poses. We're engaging our ankles and our feet a lot. And so since it's been a little while, it definitely sounds pretty normal that you would be feeling that. I would say drink a lot of water. And then also, if you have like any kind of ball, like a tennis ball, it can feel really good. You can do it standing or seated, just to put the ball down and roll it. I know you can't see actually, but like roll it under your foot, just for like a little massage. It's just a really nice thing you can do. And that is something that you will see improvement with, just as you kind of begin to, like you're using things you haven't used in a while, essentially.
So I figured, thank you. And then the last one was, how do I like donate for the class, or is it a Venmo? How do I do that?
Oh yeah, you can just Venmo me. My Venmo is just Raina Cohan. I also have a PayPal, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I upload my classes to Patreon. And so all of my classes get uploaded to Patreon, and I have like 3 tiers. It's like an $8, $12, and $15 level. And each tier gets 2 classes. So once you do the 3rd level, you get 6 classes for the month. If you can't attend, it's a great option for just like having that and all that. Yeah,
thank you.
All that good stuff. Yeah, no problem. So thank you. Oh, good. Yeah, the stepping to the top of the mat is one of my favorite workshops. And so I'm very glad that you found that helpful, because I definitely struggle with that for a really long time. So I'm glad that helped. Does anyone else have any last questions? Okay, cool. Well, thank you all so much again. I'm posting my schedule on Instagram today. I've emailed it, and I'll be posting it on my Patreon later today as well. And so my first class for February will be on the 1st, and you'll have all that information either via email, Instagram, or Patreon. So thank you all so much again, and have a good weekend. Bye.